Good morning, BigSquareRoadToRoad.com with your morning corn of Z's, your sip of coffee. I'm having tea today. I'm going one coffee, one tea. Yes, I am still on a health kick. I'm not in the cleanse anymore. Lost 25 pounds. But I'm still not drinking. And feeling good. Feeling good. Thanks for enduring with my 3 weeks of craziness. Let's talk craziness. A couple things. Later today, I'm posting on the Patreon channel my top 10 picks and why for cryptocurrencies. Y'all know my top pick between gold and silver is silver. Hands down. Let me say it again. Hands down, silver. If you're holding any gold and you could swap it for, I don't even know what it is now, 70 silver eagles for one gold eagle, you're insane not to do that. There's so many more uses of silver, including the monetary. I mean, if it was just head-to-head gold versus silver monetary, I'd still pick silver. Silver's been a monetary metal for a longer time than gold, and has been more useful than gold over that time frame, and has failed less times than gold. Gold has always failed as a monetary instrument. And then they come back to it. Same with silver. Silver didn't fail for hundreds of years until the banksters took over our world. But they're being taken out. Absolutely 100%. Yes, we're still waiting on the big hammers. But let's talk about one of those hammers right here. First of all, quick look at cryptos. Obviously, it's manipulated, so why do we even look at it? Because the manipulation is between the good guys and the bad guys, so if the good guys really want the cryptos to be used in the future, I know the bad guys do. Did you see the Facebook coin? They're trying to consolidate the corporations. They both want cryptos to do well. So yeah, they're not going to slam it again. Now, I know a lot of people say, "Oh my God, they're ready for the crash. We peaked." Nobody's in it. No, all the traders are short. Absolutely, there's no frenzy in the cryptos right now. Great time to load up. Will there be pullbacks? Absolutely. If you're a hodler, that's the time to buy. But there's just so much going on. Bitcoin's up 14% in the last 7 days. All right, so let's get back to what's happening and how close we are to the collapse of the old system and the choice of what we want to use in the future. New York Times, Deutsche Bank faces criminal investigations for potential money laundering lapses. We've heard it time and time and time again. These aren't lapses. It's fraud. It is how the system was built and made. All these money laundering charges and the billions and billions of dollars have to go through the European Central Bank, have to go through the Federal Reserve System, have to go through the SWIFT system. And they know, they check that stuff. Why aren't they going after the regulators? This is not a secret, but it's being exposed now. That's the key. Why is it being exposed now? Because they want to take Deutsche Bank down to destroy the entire system. Deutsche Bank is the largest derivative holder, bank derivative holder. I think probably the Exchange Stabilization Fund's the largest derivative holder. But what does it matter? The United States of America and every country around the world prints money and doesn't tell people about it. They don't even tell you that they've printed quadrillions of dollars. It's a faith and confidence game, and the people are losing faith and confidence. Look at the secret space program. Get yourself some night vision goggles. Look up in the sky at what we built. Where'd that money come from? No, it's not the 21 trillion that Catherine Austin Fitts is talking about. It's more like 2 or 3 quadrillion. Because it doesn't matter. If you don't have to report it to anybody, it doesn't matter. And they control inflation by rigging the markets. All right, back to Deutsche Bank. Federal authorities are investigating whether Deutsche Bank complied with laws meant to stop money laundering and other crimes. The latest government examination of potential misconduct at one of the world's largest and most troubled banks, according to 7 people familiar with the inquiry. Yeah, we had to ask 7. New York Times is hysterical with their secret sources. Well, 7 people said Trump is a bad guy. New York Times is a joke. It's like the National Enquirer. The investigation includes a review of Deutsche Bank's handling of so-called suspicious activity reports that its employees prepared about possibly problematic transactions, including some linked to President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner, according to people close to the bank. So they're lumping in Trump to try to take Trump down when Deutsche Bank goes down. They're trying to make that connection. Is Trump dirty? I don't think he's dirty. Does he play by the rules? I don't think he plays by the rules either. So, yeah, you can. Kushner, I'm not a fan of. So, yeah, take him down. But they're going after him, no doubt. Trump needs to punch back. Punch back meaning, how about a report on some of the New York Times reporters who are pedophiles? How about that, Trump? How about letting people know some of that stuff? That'd be a good punch, right? Right in the kisser. The criminal investigation into Deutsche Bank is one element of several separate but overlapping government examinations into how illicit funds flow through the American financial system, said 5 people who were not authorized to speak publicly about the New York Times is ridiculous, said 5 people. I have 5 people. The janitor said that Kushner had some bad dealings in his toilet paper purchases. The New York Times is a joke. And it took 3 people to write this article. David Enrich, Ben Protest, and William Rashbaum. All living in the same flat with their other boyfriends. Sorry, I had to throw that out. Oh, God. The FBI recently contacted a lawyer for Deutsche Bank whistleblower Tammy McFadden, who publicly criticized the company's anti-money laundering systems. First of all, anti-money laundering systems. You cannot go to your bank and try to pull out $10,000 and look at how many forms you have to fill out. Deutsche Bank has been laundering tens of billions of dollars. How many forms did they have to fill out with the EU? All of them, for every dollar. With the FINSA, every dollar. With the U.S. regulators, with the Federal Reserve, with the SWIFT system, every dollar is tracked. They knew about it. They were not even complicit. They were working together. It is not about Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank is the company that they set up as the linchpin. When they're ready to pull the plug on the old system, remember, Bankers Trust in the 1990s, Jerome Powell dumped all the derivatives onto Deutsche Bank. And now who's the head of the Fed? Jerome Powell. All you got to do, pull that lever, all of a sudden no more debt on planet Earth. No more third-party assets either and mass chaos, but no more debt is the key because the debt is unsustainable. It was always the plan to destroy the system, not pay off any debt. They don't even talk about paying off debt anymore. They're talking about modern monetary theory, which means print more money and more money and more money and more money and more money. I'm all on board with the MMT. Yes, we should print more money because there's no way out. And the faster you print money, the faster the system explodes. That's my take. Let's see. The same federal agent who contacted Ms. McFadden's lawyer also participated in interviews with the son of deceased Deutsche Bank executive William Bruschett. Agents told the son, Val Bruschett, that the Deutsche Bank investigation began with an inquiry into the bank's work for Russian money launderers and had expanded to cover a broader array of potential misconduct at the bank and other financial institutions. There they are, linking Russia with Trump. This is insane. This paper is bizarre. The New York Times is bizarre. They work for the Democratic deep state. And they're making this shit up and saying, oh, a third party, it's the same guy who's investigating this. It's the Russians, it's Trump, it's the Russians. Deutsche Bank has been cooperating with government investigations. Who's that? Tammy McFadden, Deutsche Bank manager, declined to send the government a suspicious activity report, she wrote. They don't need it. The government doesn't need it because the Fed knows everything that goes on. You cannot move $100 without the Fed knowing, within the banking system, without Fed knowing who you are and why you're doing it. Try to go pull 10,000 out. How did they launder tens of billions? with the regulators sitting in their offices. They were part of it. The congressional investigations are focused on, well, even so, the government scrutiny from regulators, members of Congress, and now the Justice Department and FBI have been a drag on the bank's stock price, which is hovering near historic lows because of investors' doubts about its future. Well, its doubts about its future comes from $40 trillion in derivatives going bad. The congressional investigations are focused on Deutsche Bank's close relationship with Trump and his family. Over the past 2 decades, it's the only mainstream financial institution consistently willing to do business with Trump, who had a history of defaulting on loans. Absolutely, Trump uses the bankruptcy code to his advantage. And they weren't the only bank. They was the only bank that Trump used. The bank lent him more than $2 billion, at about $350 million of which was outstanding when he was sworn in as president. So he paid off 1.650 of $2 billion. That's a pretty good payoff. And you know how much money Deutsche Bank made off that? That's what banks do. They lend money. 2 House committees have subpoenaed Deutsche Bank for records related. This is all political. This is a joke. This article is a joke. Deutsche Bank stock is hovering between $6 and $7. If you look at, it's basically at all-time lows. I think 6, just near 6 is all-time low. There's Deutsche Bank over the last 20 years, peaking obviously 2000 right before the September crash in 2007, 2008. That was the peak insanity. Middle of the year 2007. Houses going through the roof, all the financial engineering, blow the bubble as big as you can, then pop it. That's the plan. This is all orchestrated, by the way, 100% orchestrated. So, yep, Deutsche Bank on the brink, and I want you to join the Patreon channel. I'm working hard on Patreon because I can say so much more than what I'm saying on YouTube, because YouTube will kick me off. So please, please, please become a member of Patreon. And as a reward, your name will be thrown into a hat for a free silver coin this week. On July 1st, I'm giving away an extremely valuable autographed Road to Ruta comic in a case that's been certified by I think it's called the comic book, the CC something. Anyway, I sent it off and they did a full analysis of the comic book, looking at each page, the quality and all that, and sealed it, and I put it in a glass case. And the last one went for a lot of money. I think it was $2 or $3 grand. And this is the 2007 comic book. I'm looking to get another one to auction off of the 1981. But on July 1st, it'll be the 2007 comic book, Road to Ruta. And if you're a private road member, your name's already in. So if you join the private road and you're active, your name is in the lottery. And if you're a Patreon subscriber and you're active, the $10 Road Warrior, your name is in as well. So please think about joining the Road to Ruta. This is how I'm going to fund something really big, which is the Freedom Roadshow. And I'm talking to 3 spots right now over the summer. Ben and I are planning a monster charity event in St. Louis. He'll announce it probably today because he can't. He's got a big mouth. I love that about him. But yes, it will be in August in St. Louis, and it's a big charity event. I'm coming out there. He's going to get a lot of people out there. I don't know if it'll be as big as. Let's make it as big as the Texas meetup. So it's going to be outdoors. I'm going to bring the full music gear. We're going to party. We're going to talk cryptos. We're going to have families there. Absolutely. Get yourself to St. Louis. We'll have more details soon. But the way we're going to fund all this travel, also look at a place in the Bayou down in Louisiana. Little Cajun place. Could be awesome. I'll let you know about that, dates and when that's going to happen. Oh, what else? Lots of other stuff going on at Road to Ruta. But to fund all the travel, that's why I got my Patreon channel. So join my Patreon channel. Go to Patreon, Road to Ruta. This is what the front looks like. And you will get your name thrown in the hat for the silver drawing this week and for the multi-zillion dollar comic book that I'm auctioning off on July 1st. And don't forget, those who subscribe to the Road to Ruta, the annual membership, already have their name in the hat and they get more. And I'm going to be releasing the part 2 of the larger picture of the Road to Ruta. I'm doing a series over there on the private road, so check that out as well. All right, this is Big Square, roadtoruta.com. I'll talk to you later.